I am 89 years old. Yes, you heard that right. 89. I spent 45 years of my life working as a doctor in high-pressure emergency rooms, witnessing firsthand the devastating reality of what happens when legs lose their strength. I have seen it thousands of times, the sudden falls, the fractured hips, and the long, grueling months spent in hospital beds that often mark the beginning of a permanent decline. That is exactly why I care so deeply about this topic today. It isn't just medical theory for me anymore. It is my daily reality. Now, let me ask you something honestly. At 89, how exactly am I supposed to wake up in the morning and start doing deep squats like a 40-year-old athlete? Doctors and fitness experts often say that squats are one of the best exercises for leg strength, and scientifically, they are not wrong. Squats activate the thighs, hips, and core muscles better than almost anything else. I have recommended them countless times throughout my career. However, there is a massive, practical difference between understanding the science in a textbook and actually living in an 89-year-old body. After age 75, everything in the human frame changes. Knees become sensitive, the protective cartilage becomes thinner, and your balance reactions naturally slow down. If I try to drop into a deep squat the way younger people do, my knees will complain and lock up long before my muscles even have a chance to wake up.
So, the real question becomes, how can someone in their 70s, 80s, or even 90s build powerful, reliable legs without destroying their joints in the process? That question pushed me to study the specific movements used in world-class rehabilitation clinics and senior mobility programs. These are movements designed for aging bodies, not flashy gym workouts, but smart, targeted exercises that activate the muscles responsible for stability and freedom. In this video, we will reveal 5 exercises that meet you exactly where you are, regardless of your age.
We begin our countdown with number 5, the seated marching hold. This one is going to surprise you because of how deceptively simple it looks. But before you think this is too easy, let me hit you with the science first. A 2022 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation tested this exact movement on hundreds of adults between the ages of 76 and 89. After just 8 weeks, participants saw a 41% increase in hip flexor strength and a 28% improvement in their ability to stand up from a chair without using their arms. That is a massive gain for a seated movement. You see, your hip flexors are the true engine of your legs. They are the muscles responsible for lifting your thigh every single time you take a step, climb a stair, or simply get out of bed. When these muscles weaken, and they weaken rapidly after age 75, your brain starts to compensate. You stop stepping and start shuffling. You stop standing tall and start leaning forward. That is exactly when falls happen. The CDC reports that 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year, and the rate only climbs as we age. Strengthening your hip flexors isn't just about fitness, it's about survival. To perform the seated marching hold, sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat and your back straight. Slowly lift your right knee toward your chest with total control. Once your thigh is parallel to the floor or as high as you can go, hold it there for 5 seconds. That hold is the magic word.
You should feel the muscle right where your thigh meets your torso beginning to fire. It might even tremble, which is a sign of those dormant fibers waking up. Lower it slowly and switch sides. By doing this twice a day, you are rebuilding the mechanical force needed to walk with a clear, confident stride rather than a dangerous shuffle. Coming in at number 4 is the wall-supported heel raise. I need you to pay close attention because this exercise targets your calf muscles, a group most people completely ignore. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the University of Melbourne tested over 500 adults over the age of 75 and found that calf strength was the single strongest predictor of whether someone could walk independently at age 85. It wasn't thigh strength or hip strength, it was the calves. Your calves act as your body's anchors. They push your foot off the ground and stabilize your ankles so you don't roll them on uneven sidewalks. To do this, stand facing a wall with your palms flat for balance. Rise onto your toes as high as you can, hold for a second,
and then take a full 3 seconds to lower back down. That slow lowering phase is called the eccentric contraction, and research shows it produces 62% more muscle growth in older adults compared to just pushing up. This leads us directly to number 3, the sit-to-stand pause. Physical therapists call this the gold standard for seniors. You might think this is just standing up from a chair, but the pause changes everything. A 2021 clinical trial published in The Lancet Healthy Longevity studied 1,800 adults up to age 92. The group that practiced standing up with a deliberate pause at the midpoint showed a 58% improvement in quadricep strength, while the group that stood up normally only saw a 12% gain.
When to perform this, cross your arms over your chest to prevent using your hands. Begin to stand, but when you are halfway up, when your knees are at a 90-degree angle, freeze and hold for 3 seconds. You will feel a deep burn in your thighs. This forces your quadriceps to generate maximum force without any sudden joint impact. By doing 8 repetitions every other day, you are building the explosive power needed to get out of a car or a deep sofa with total ease and zero pain.
Now we move to number 2, the side-lying leg lift with hold. This exercise targets the gluteus medius, the muscle located on the outside of your hip. You likely never think about this muscle, but listen closely. A 2023 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that weakness in this specific area was the #1 predictor of lateral or sideways falls. These are the most dangerous types of falls because they lead directly to hip fractures. In the United States alone, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized for hip fractures every year, and sadly, 20% do not survive the first year following the injury. This is a critical issue for our independence. Your gluteus medius acts as the level for your pelvis. Every single time you take a step, you are momentarily standing on one leg. If this hip muscle is weak, your pelvis drops, your center of gravity shifts, and you go down. To perform this move, lie on your side on a firm surface, like a yoga mat or a firm mattress. Stack your legs and slowly lift your top leg about 12 to 18 inches toward the ceiling. Hold that position for 5 seconds before lowering it with total control. The key detail most people get wrong is the alignment. You must keep your hips stacked perfectly vertical. If you roll your hip backward, you shift the work to your lower back, defeating the entire purpose.
A 2022 study from the University of British Columbia found that maintaining proper form during this lift increased muscle activation by a staggering 71%. By doing 10 repetitions on each side 4 times a week, you are building a biological safety net. You are training your hips to hold you steady on uneven grass, cracked sidewalks, or while stepping over a curb. This simple sideways lift is what ensures that a small trip doesn't turn into a life-altering hospital stay.
Finally, we reach the movement that Harvard researchers say should be prescribed as leg medicine for everyone over 75. Number 1, the chair-supported single-leg balance step. The research behind this is absolutely staggering. A study from Harvard Medical School tested this specific exercise on nearly 300 adults aged 75 to 94. After just 12 weeks, participants showed an 87% greater activation of their total leg musculature compared to those doing traditional squats. Their functional strength, the ability to climb stairs and stand from low surfaces, actually doubled. Why is this so much more powerful than a squat? Because traditional squats are bilateral, both legs share the load. But real life doesn't happen on 2 legs at once. You are constantly shifting weight, reaching for a shelf, or stepping over a curb. This exercise trains your legs exactly the way you use them. It combines balance, strength, and neurological coordination into one single safe movement. To perform the balance step, stand behind a sturdy chair and lightly rest your fingertips on the back. Shift all your weight onto your right leg and lift your left foot just an inch off the floor. Now tap your left foot forward 12 inches, then out to the side and finally behind you. Your standing leg, the right one, is doing the real work. It is firing every muscle from your glutes to your toes to keep you upright while the other leg moves. Do 5 complete cycles on each leg twice per session.
The Stanford University study in 2023 confirmed that participants doing this saw a 43% reduction in fall risk. For maximum benefit, perform this 5 days a week and do it barefoot. Training without shoes activates 29% more stabilizer muscles in the foot and ankle. I'm Dr. James Carter, and I started doing this at 89 to protect my own independence. Pick one movement and start today. Your legs will thank you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.